time. You don't know what's going on. Yet. And there I am. Okay, wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. We're fine. It's fine. Zenbu, I see you. Hello. Long day for you, is it? I hadn't noticed. I should have done a different intro for the 4th of July. But that would require me doing another intro for the 4th of July. I hope I have the right one for this. Huh. I did. Greetings, my name is Brian. Welcome to KillCo Mental Musings. Happy holiday. Happy 4th of July to those who celebrate. You can ask me if I do or not if you really want to, but it's pretty obvious. Zenbu, what else are you doing? I thought you were going to a thing tonight. Did you go to the thing already? Or is that later? Is it later? I'm not going to a later thing. Also, don't forget, July is Disability Pride Month. There is. This is the day. I think this is the month where you just kind of bring it to the attention of others that all these rights that people have now who have disabilities, they didn't have those at one point, and they had to fight very hard to get them. Don't forget that. I think it was like the 1990s was the act that helped disabled people was actually finalized. Band is playing now. Oh shit. Donnie Press Whiskey. Hello. Welcome. I almost pushed the wrong button. Thank you for bringing your time and attention here. As always, it's greatly appreciated. Zenbud, you get another. You've gotten a few of those today. You gotta be careful. It stings. What are they playing, Zenbud? Anything you know? I have a song I might listen to. Play? Sing. There's the word. It does seem like it's a nice night out. It's close to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. I hear. I'm in my nice 75-degree Fahrenheit. No, Fahrenheit? Yeah. Yeah, it's Fahrenheit in here. I can't change that easily. It's 75 degrees Fahrenheit in here right now. Nice and cozy. Nice and comfortable temperature. Not cold, not hot. Not too warm, not too hot. Not too cold, not too hot. My brain is all jumbled today. For those who don't know, I've been doing live streams all day. So I've done one live stream in the morning, one live stream during the middle of the day, and now we're doing the evening live stream. My brains. It's not too bad, though. I've done worse. Let me break out the chat topic thing. All right, we have This Land Is Your Land, thanks to Daniel Whittington. The Whiskey Vault video was that today. So I may attempt to sing that. It's longer than I thought. Like I watched the video and he sang it, and I was like, wait a minute. I thought this was a really short song, and it's got a bunch of lyrics. Exactly the same. And that happens 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So prepare yourself. I have the lyrics right there because I didn't know all the rest of the lyrics. Surprise, surprise. I learned something new today. Remember, that's how you have to look at life when things are going bad and good. He's like, oh, I learned something new today. Good. I'm going to wait. I want to wait and start the topic. A few more people show up because it's a sketchy topic. Like the whole stream I have tonight, I'm not expecting much. It's a little bit of a spicy topic, especially on today, especially with current events. It's the nicest way I can put that. But it's a question I have in mind. Like, what is America? It's not an easy answer. You think it is. You're like, it's a country. It's like, oh, is it? There's the United States of America, yes. But there's the word America. What's that? I have something complicated in my head. I have to check to see if it's true. I can ask Google. Because we also have to remember there's a North America and a South America. What? No, 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 no. Yeah. All right, let's clarify. Let's clarify. Yeah, because if you think North America is America, well, North America is a continent, which the United States of America is on, because we're the United States of America, which is the continent we're on. Specifically North America in this case. Vespucci. I don't know what that means then, but what did I just say? Is Canada part of North America? There's some interesting little things in here. Holy shit. Oh, God. Yeah, what is Canada? Continents and countries are so weird. Like, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but the U.S., which is the United States, and not the answer to the question, what is America? Because YouTube doesn't, or YouTube, because Google doesn't know, same thing. They both don't know. The U.S. is a country of 52 states consisting of a vast swath of North America, with Alaska and Northwest and Hawaii extended to nations present in the Pacific Ocean. So there you go. Ugh. Thank you, Wikipedia, for that disgusting bit of information I already know and cannot forget ever. Anyway. Yeah, I don't expect a lot of people coming in here tonight. One, because of the day. Like, people are starting to do that. They've been doing that barbecue thing all day. They've been having their beers, having their hot dogs and their cheeseburgers and their potato salad. And we should be hearing fireworks probably before the stream ends, because that's how that works. But the idea of what is America, that's the one I like tonight. And why it's not politics. Or why it's beyond politics is the way I put it in the title. I'm starting to use AI titles just because. Just because, you know what will tell you what is a catchy title? The algorithm that's feeding you catchy titles. This one is not one of them. I made this one up myself. Because it made sense. What is America? Why it's beyond politics? Because it is beyond politics. Politics are like the stupid bit. They're just like the thing that happened to send the pinball in every single direction across this country. That's that. That's politics. That's just chaos. Chaos and conflict and just it's doing a lot of this, which I don't really like. We don't need that here. But it is like here's the thing. I have never felt like American, America. You know, there's no like pride in America for me. There isn't. We're living on this chunk of earth that happens to be part of the rest of the earth, and we're saying it's something. We're calling it this, and we're pretending it's ours. That's really what we're doing. I have no, like, the military stuff, don't get me started. I keep thinking of it as indoctrination, and it frustrates me to think about today being a day that celebrates our independence and all that, and we send fireworks in the air, and then there are people who have served in this country and who are so broken and traumatized by doing so that loud bangs in the sky tend to set them off in a bad way. But no, patriotism, America, etc., etc. So I'm not a true-blooded American. I'm just a guy who knows I was born on this little chunk of earth, and there's a whole mess out there trying to pretend that we own this thing. It's a bit silly. The country itself, though, let's get into that. The land itself is what I think of when I think of America. That's why the song is so appropriate for tonight when I get around to singing it. This land is your land. This land is my land. Let's not go into the whole stealing it from the native people. We know. I know. I can't change that. In any case, I'd like to think, and thankfully I can still say this, but the preservation of the land and the country and the beauty of the country is very important. And I hope it always stays that way. That would be great. Like being able to visit national forests is amazing. It's something I think every red-blooded American should do. But you should go out and see the beauty of the country. It's there for you to see. That is the America I like to think about. It's just this vast swath of land and all the amazing differences upon it that you can bear witness to, should you look around and stop proclaiming yourself an American. Look at where you are and not the ideals that have been shoved in your brain. Like you are more than your social security number, you know? It's just, that's my thought process on that. Am I American? Yeah. Born here. That's it. We're all born on Earth, though, so I guess we're all Earthlings, supposedly. That must be nice. I can appreciate that. Earth is itself amazing. But for the rest of America, and the reason it's beyond politics is because it really is. The politics are the mess. The sort of trying to control something that's not easy to control. And to control is the scary word. And there's different levels of control to that. Mine is simply the start of the Declaration of Independence. I simplify it to that, to all Americans, because people love to talk about the Declaration and the rights and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They like to use this thing a lot, but I like to use this one, which is often used. And one I think applies to everyone in the country. If you're here and you want to be part of this country, wish we had a better way for that to be a simple task. I know it is not. So here we go. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's the one. That's it, everyone. And you have to think about that as every person in this country. Those are what we should give them. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And for some reason, we have faltered in many ways to make that America from back then amazing. And start singing Zen Boot. Or are they singing that outside? Hello. My mother. Mom, I'm doing a live stream. I live stream every Friday at 7 o'clock. And yet... Thank you. I see the emotes. I don't even know what those are called. Reactions? Is that what they're called? Well, I've simplified America in other regards, too. Like, good old... I can't see what I'm doing. Good old Captain America. Like, that's a fairly simple thing. What did Captain America do, Brian? Well, he fought against Hitler. And he beat the shit out of and killed Nazis left and right. And he was against Hitler, who was a dictator. So that's simple. Those are American values right there. Fuck the Nazis. Fuck any kind of dictatorship. It's simple. It's so simple. Read the comic books, everybody. It's right there. So yeah, that's an American thing. And it's beyond politics in my mind. That's not a political thing. That's like people doing harm to other people in the most noxious and horrible ways. That can still happen. And that needs to be monitored and addressed accordingly. The one big thing that I found out through audiobooks was Japanese internment camps. So while the Nazis were putting people in concentration camps, Jewish people in particular, and killing them off, we were not killing them off, but we were taking Japanese people of this country and putting them into internment camps is a nicer way of phrasing it. And just keeping them there because they were Japanese and the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. There's a little American history for you. We did it too. We just weren't as bad. That's it. We took a bunch of people in this country who live here, who were people of this country, and we're like, stay there. No, it's only for a little while. Don't worry, we absolutely won't confiscate everything you own. Don't worry about that. Oh, it's bad. The American history is a long and fascinating bit of time in humans' existence, in humanity's existence. It's a real doozy. And we need to always keep our eyes on it. Like we're looking at a lot of... We have to look at the history for what it is in America. That's what Americans should do. I think we should take the knowledge we have and the perspective we have now, like the wisdom and the knowledge and the information that has come to the surface and is actually factual, and look back at our past and say what it was and what we did. And not so much, I don't think, here's my concern. People don't like that feeling. When they look back at the American history and see that we did horrible things, they don't like it. It makes them feel icky because they feel like they did it. Well, they didn't. I had no control over how I got on this planet, so I didn't do anything. But I want to know what happened, you know? That's what Americans should do, is they should know their history. They should know really what happened. That makes you a real American, to stare at it in the face and admit to it, rather than trying to, like, pretend you didn't. That's the coward's way out. Americans are cowards, right? That's what they say. That's true, right? Hold on, I'm trying to find the music. I forgot we have music now. Oh, I gotta put in the background. Zenbud, you can tell me if it's too loud. Boop. And randomize. Randomize. Play. God, that was loud. All right, let me know if that's too loud, too soft. Hey. I got some background tunes. Cheer up the mood a little, because I don't want this whole thing to be dour. I want it to be just real. And not, like, if you come in here swinging and yelling and capitalizing and swearing and all that, it's not going to work for you. It just isn't. And that's not what we're here for. We're here to, one thing, go over, this is something I've done a few times, to look at the Declaration of Independence and make sure we know what it says. And the first part, and the most important part, the part I like to bring up every year, is that we hold these truths to be self-evident, I can't talk, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's it. This is chirpy. If it's too loud, let me know, because I can't tell. Bump, ba-dum, bump. I'm reading the first part. Unfortunately, we have words like God and Creator in the Declaration of Independence, but guess what? They never specify. I think that's okay. Like, I have a certain opinion about the idea of deities, but that's me. And we don't want to go into that. But it's nice that of the time that they were doing this, 1776, which I think I have a bottle of that still. Hold on. Ooh. Do I? I got 1792. Evan Williams. I forget. Which one is 1776? I swear there's a bottle with that number on it, but I forget which one. So my point is they were going for the whole like broadly sweeping concept of rights and pursuit of happiness and such. Like whatever creator you think there is, that what they wanted for you was, of course, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's it. They never say which God. Very important. That's kept in mind. Very important. Oh, scary music. Now we're all scared. I'm going to look over a few of these. All right. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of absolute tyranny over these states. We don't want tyranny over these states. So it's right there in the Declaration of Independence. Direct object, the establishment of, hold on. All having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over the states. No tyrannies, no tyrannids, no tyrants in this country. And they have the facts to be stated to a candid world. It's quite a list. They say he when they're talking about the King of Great Britain. So again, this is also where we're like, screw the British. And they have a long list of what they did. Taxes are one of them. Armed troops are another. For abolishing the free system of English law in a neighboring province, establishing therein an arbitrary government, and enlarging its boundaries so as to render it at once an example and fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule into these colonies. I wonder what that was. And a long list. Here, let's go to the bottom part. I usually don't get to this part. We, therefore, the representatives of the United States of America in General Congress, assemble, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do, in the name and by authority of the good people of these colonies, solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of rights ought to be free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiances to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved. Granted, this has changed since then. And that as free and independent states, they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things which independent states may of right do. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. That's a lot. They were very particular about that screw you to the British. Strictly the king at the time, who was an ass, as I have understood it. I don't know for sure, I have no idea. But I've watched Hamilton. They say, the price of my love's not a price that you're willing to pay. It's good. So going over more of the America, why it is beyond politics, because it should be. That's why. We, the people, are the biggest part of this country now. And that's the thing that needs work at the moment. But generally, I would love to believe that those who are talking about this country in so many ways. The flag wavers, the freedom of speechers, the freedom of arms, freedom to carry arms, all that. We all understand the beginning of this, and I'm going to keep saying it. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those are the words I want everyone to look at. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Because at every point in this country, that is what we should strive to. That's it. It's right there. They made this hundreds of years ago. And for some reason, we're not following through. In my world, that is the case. Like, I generally don't like being around people. That's my own thing. I don't want to be around people. I'd rather not interact with people most of the time. But generally speaking, I feel like people should just be able to live their lives and be content. That involves things that fall into politics, unfortunately, in our country. That is health, shelter, water, food. And I feel like there's another one. But being able to access healthcare, being to have a place to live and be safe, access to food, nutrition, and also access to clean water. There's another one. I don't remember what it is, though. That in my head is what so many people talk about is the American dream. To have those things. To have that freedom and to feel that degree of safety and comfort. That's it. That's America. Is giving that to everyone. It's right there. We want these people who live here on this country, on this land, in this country, to have those things. See, the problem with the music I'm listening to right nowadays is it doesn't always lean into the topic, but whatever. I can turn it down a little bit because it's supposed to be background music. This, you'll hear something when I'm not talking. You have some kind of music. It seems too loud and distracting at that level. Now it's just in the background a little bit. So what else? I've gone 30 minutes talking about all this, and thankfully no one's lost their mind yet. That's good. That's a nice start. I keep waiting for it. The scary thing about saying anything like this on the internet is people have opinions. And mine are now out there, and they're pretty simple. America itself is sort of a vague idea, and people can interpret it in a variety of different ways when it's stated right there. That I keep saying it because it's good. I want to try to remember it. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. All people are created equal, which is true. It says all men because that's how they said things back then. That they're endowed with their creator, endowed by their creator, whatever that may be, with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that's the big thing about America, because it is right there, something that everyone should look at on July 4th. That's probably what bothers me the most right now, is that I actively try to look at this once a year in one way or another. It's right there. And say to myself, okay, that's what we're going for. And what's happening around me now? And if I see at any point that those three things are being impinged upon in any way, so that all men and all people are not being created equal and are not allowed to have their own lives, their own liberties, and any pursuit of happiness, what are we doing? What are we doing? It's not hard to understand. So to sum up some of this, that's the simplest way for me to think of America, the people, going for that goal. I like that. I like that. It's right there. It's simple. It's a good idea. But as for everything else about America, it doesn't lead into military. And I think too many people equate this holiday with militaristic values. So they think of the 4th of July of independence from Britain, and then somehow we're better than them now. We're better than other countries. We're America. That's where we have a problem. Because we're just another country. And technically, in some regards, to go back to the throwback of, like, you know, Captain America's ideology of fuck Hitler, fuck Nazis. Simple. That's bad. Those are bad. Fight back against any dictatorship and any type of establishment that is is inciting and encouraging, you know, war crimes, that kind of thing. Maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe fight back against that, if you see that. But besides that, that's the important thing I want to take from looking at America the way it is. The land itself is amazing. It's some of the most fascinating place you could ever hope to see. I'm slowly learning that more and more, having experienced more and more as an adult of my age now, seeing more of the country and experiencing it, more importantly. Not just seeing it, but experiencing it for a few nights, being in it. King's bad. Count Basie good. That's right. I agree. April in Paris. Are that the songs they're playing? I'm trying to get a keen idea of what's happening over there. So there's two things we can go on, in my opinion. Again, this is all my opinion. If you don't like it, I don't care. John McKellen. Some hard again, yes. Thank you. Thank you for bringing up my next topic. As I said at the start, we have this wonderful holiday where we shoot off explosions into the sky, and for whatever reason, we don't think about the PTSD of soldiers who have gone to war and had to experience horrors and come back, and this day of independence is also a day they fear because it's triggering. Actually, let me hold that up while I would read it. Some soldiers have horrible housing, no veteran care, while sanctuary cities put the new visitors on hotels. Yes, well, I could go on and on about the problems with our military as it pertains to care and compassion with said people. I can say that by looking at what my uncle went through. He was in Vietnam. That was bad. Some of us know what happened there. Yikes. So he was in Vietnam. He came back. He had a wife from Vietnam. Once she got to this country, she bailed out on him and left him with the kid. So that's fucked up. And he had very little care after that. Like, I think he might have had the care that we have right now, which is the VFW. And I've had some observation of the VFW. It could be better. It could be a lot better. It'd be nice if we gave our soldiers who return from war and those who are just in the military the top-notch health care that they deserve. In fact, we should do that for everyone in this country. That sounds like a great idea. But somehow we don't do that. For whatever reason. Little Darling, next song. Oh, everything. Oh, my darling Clementine. I'm trying to stay on course. I'm so bad at keeping on track. Yeah, America itself and the militarization idea of America. That's the problem I have with some things that I consider American. America itself is not its military. We have a crazy military for that regard. Our military thing is kind of like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? Why are we constantly at war? Other places. Shiny stockings. I don't know that one. I don't know those last two. America to me, to try to get a wrangle on things, is as I was been saying, is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those are big ones. Those are old ones. Those are ones that have been going on for a while. Then we have bringing those to the reality for those in this country. That shouldn't be hard. But it is. I have a huge concern with, like, this is all massive stuff. Here's the thing. We're looking at America in a time of change. And I don't mean just like politically, I mean in general. Because as a country and as a planet, we're moving towards a time of having enough. Like, really. In general, if things worked a certain way, if things could be manipulated towards the positive, we could have a country where everyone could have those things, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, which in my mind includes these things: healthcare, a roof over your head, access to nutrition, and clean water. And I swear there's one more, and I can't remember what the hell it is. But those in general sum up what I think every American should have. Every person who lives in this country, who's paying taxes, should have those things. And yet we live in a country where we have the abundance, but we don't have, why are you not there? We don't have the ability. So we have these things and we have these possibilities, but I think they are failing because the time is change. Like, we are changing in a way that's new, we'll say. New and yet old. And I hope for the future that America can become those things that I just said. Have people here who come to this country, who live in this country, can pursue the concept of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's all I want. And I think those have simple things to get to that goal. But getting all the way to that is a huge undertaking. Massive change needs to happen in the United States. And keep in mind, I want to keep it clear that I want America and the United States to be two different things. They're the same and yet they're different. America is a continent. North America, that's a continent. So America, broadly speaking, is a continent. It is a place. It is a bunch of landmass where a bunch of different things happen. The United States of America are tied into government things and complications because we are, I wouldn't say we're united. I'd say we're the states at this point. We're the states. That's it. That's other countries will call us the states, I think. I don't know for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. They'd call us a lot of things now. But as far as America, for me, broadly speaking, and I want to keep saying it because I want to make sure I know for the future when I look back at this, especially now. Those two are prominent. And I think they should be sweeping, and I wish they were. I wish we would find a way to get to a certain point, to get to the utopia that we could, where no one would need to work very hard. Like, we have a country where we have the huge amount of food, the huge amount of money to do lots of things, but there is a problem where things are starting and stopping that require a lot of cooperation and a lot of attention. But that is the hard thing that people don't want to do. We want quick and easy solutions to decades-long problems that have not been resolved and will not be. For me, I like to look at things from the perspective of what if someone had what I have? Like, and not only just like the mental health stuff and the inability to work, because that's something I have to reiterate, also because July is Disability Pride Month, is I have been given the opportunity to live somewhat stably. That could change due to Social Security disability insurance, access to health care, and being able to do what I enjoy as work, which is this. Hi, we're working right now. This is a job. Holy shit. And this is something I think everyone should have access to, where you can survive, on what you get as far as money is. Where you get the money is where people start to get a little twitchy. The idea of like a base income is still very frowned upon when I think about it. I like the idea of people not being homeless and having somewhere to live. I like the idea of families and parents who can take the time they need to take care of their children without going into a colossal debt or having to work so many jobs that they barely watch their children grow up. I like that idea. I like people having the access to time and experience. We all go through life experiencing it just once, for my beliefs. And we spend so much of our time just doing whatever we can to sort of hold on to what's happening. And therein I see a problem with the American dream, where I look at it, and we have to look at it now for what it is, where the concept of the American dream used to be school, college, work, maybe the idea of a car, a house, a wife, children. That was, at a time, the American dream. That time is gone because that cannot be accomplished anymore, which is scary. You'd like to think it got better. Like that was easier to do and more people did it. But instead, it got worse and harder to accomplish. And there was no guarantee that any education would get you what you wanted, which is a job that paid enough so you can survive. So I wish America was something else. Or I should say the United States is something else. Something that was a little more functional, like works as intended is all I'm looking for. Balanced. I wish the United States were more balanced, because we call ourselves the United States, but I feel like we are so divided. Another reason for me to go visit other countries someday, but other states, to see them as they are, rather than having the ideas of that country being country state, the state itself being represented by just a small minority and a lot of stereotypes. One I can do is Texas. I had a very interesting idea of Texas, and there's still the weird shit about me living in the north and that being south, and something that's bad because Civil War. You gotta get over it. Good God. So America, America, America. America. I think I've stated it pretty clearly. Everyone should have the right to live their life comfortably and safely. Defying gravity. I'm not sure I know that one. Thankfully, I get all of it out there tonight. I do so every year. Sort of mull it over. I've mulled over, in this case, the independence of this country with life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But I've also looked at the big one. What was it called? I forgot. No, really, I forgot what it is. We have the Declaration of Independence, and then we have what the Founding Fathers did to draw up the laws of the country. That one I'm blanking out on. Constitution? There we go. It's the Constitution. So I look over that too. That's a different holiday, though. I don't remember which one. To sum up, why I'm thinking about this, why some might have noticed that in the thumbnail, the American flag is upside down, is just lots happening. And it's beyond politics for me. A lot of things that have happened have been politically motivated, and what I'm trying to bring attention to in my own way is that some of those things, and the reality with this channel and with me, is that there's the possibility of things that are happening in the government and in politics that are going to impact my life. And then you're going to see it. Whatever it is. Now, I would love to believe that nothing's going to change for me, that I don't have to worry about my Social Security disability benefits, that I don't have to worry about my health insurance, because as I've pointed out a few times on the channel, one of the pills I take would cost me over $1,000 every month to have. And thankfully, with Medicaid and Medicare, I am able to afford that medication, which helps me feel some small degree of normalcy. And helps me regulate my moods better. Like today was an okay day because I streamed, officially with this, I streamed 3 times today. 2 to 3 hours each. In this case, it's only going to be 1. But it's being able to do that kind of work and keep other people entertained and try to get some laughter out there with others. Try to get some laughter with me. It gets me through another day. That is important. And I want that to stay the same. But I have to admit, and I have to bring up, that there are possible dangers that are out of my control. That could change everything. If anything was to happen to Social Security disability, as if it were less suddenly, I wouldn't be able to afford where I live. If anything happened with my health care, I wouldn't be able to afford certain medications. I wouldn't be able to see my doctors. It would go south. It would go wrong. Everything would go sideways in my life. That camping stuff and trying to experience the country and see other places, that would go out the window real fast. Because I'd be too worried about paying for rent. And then I might have to do, I don't know what. Like, that's the worst of it. I can't work. I can't do a normal job. I've done it. I've tried it. Even with the medication I take, I can't say something simple like I'd be able to work 40 hours a week. And we all know you can't live off 40 hours a week now unless you have a very high collar job. And in all likelihood, anyone who could afford that on 40 hours also has a partner who works 40 hours. And with the combined income, you barely squeak by. That is the thought process I have. Is that true? I don't know. I've never been there. There we go. That's a classic. I almost thought of doing that one tonight. But no. But anyway, I am going to sum up the stream in a couple minutes. Yeah, we got 4 minutes, and I'll sing a little song. What the hell is it again? I'm going to sing the This Land Is Your Land, because again, the general theme of all of this, what is America? It is beyond politics. It's about the land itself, the people who deserve life, liberty, and the pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's so many words. And the fact that we could do better in taking care of one another. Not even politically, just in general. People could treat other people better, and this country would be a much better place for it. That's all. You know. Who said it? Like, who said just be kind? And the other thing that I'm trying to do, which is hard, is it's those songs that are so ridiculous. And it's like, all you need is love. And that doesn't mean like love from a partner. That means the love of life, the love of mankind, or humankind, mankind, whatever. You get the idea. Embracing what we are and how brief all of this is, and understanding something I've been trying to think of a lot, because it's true, is that our currency in the world is not the dollar, it is our time and our attention. The two most valuable things you have in life are how you spend your time and where you put your attention. Because that's all you have. That's what you have every day. And you get to use it finitely. And crown that good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. That's a good one. Crown that good. So that's it, folks. America's a pretty simple concept. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Be kind. And remember how beautiful these lands are. How beautiful the country itself is. And remember that we're all just people on a planet trying to get by. So choose kindness, choose love. That is what makes America great, if you really want to. It's not looking at the past and saying it was better then, because I guarantee it was not. There is no reason to go backwards when one can go forwards. It isn't. These are all very simple things to understand, and it's unfortunate that some people would not agree and would have things to say about my own personal opinions, which thankfully the channel isn't that big and I don't have to worry about it. At least not right now. We got a few more seconds until I start the song. I'll wet my whistle. I can feel the back of my throat's like done. It feels like I've been, talking all day. How weird. All right, let's pause the music real quick. Once again, I haven't sung this song in a while. And to me, I thought it was a lot shorter. It isn't. So, remember, America, behind politics, is the country we live in. And a beautiful place it is. Treat everyone with respect. Be kind. Try to embrace situations with love. It's hard. I'm bad at it. But if you try to relate to another opinion first before lashing out, it may make things easier. And try to remember, love is one of the best things you can have in your life. It is a powerful thing. It is the best way to try to use your time and attention, is trying to better understand what love is to you and how you can treat that and give it, how can you give love to others? I hate all this. It's so hard for me to do that, but I'm just saying, keep it in your thoughts. Keep it in mind. Look at a situation where you could react with hate and anger and try to treat it with love. It sounds insane. Trust me, I know. When I say it out loud, it's crazy. But here we go. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the redwood, meow, sugar kitty. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking that ribbon of highway, and I saw above me the endless skyway, I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts. And all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. There was a big high wall there was a big high wall that tried to stop me. Good God. Sign was painted, said private property, but on the backside it didn't say nothing. This land was made for you and me. Private property songs are such bullshit. When the sun comes shining, then I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds rolling. A voice come chanting as the fog was lifting. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. That's an oldie but a goodie, everyone. And it's true. All we have is the time on this earth, and we're lucky enough to be on a continent that is astounding and that everyone should see, where we're all enjoying life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It isn't complicated, folks. It really isn't. Well, with that, we come to the end of the stream. Another 4th of July, I want to say right at the end here. Remember the memory of Barton Carroll, who was murdered July 4th, 2002. He was my brother's best friend and the one I think about every 4th of July. Keep rocking on, Bart. You have taken the stairway to heaven already. Thank you for joining me, everybody. I'll be back. Keep an eye on Twitch. I'm there a lot these days. But I will keep doing my streams on Friday, Wednesday, and Sunday. Here, I'm waiting for the clock. There you go. As always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. And I will see you out there. Special thanks to my YouTube members and patrons for supporting the channel. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye. 7 likes. We did it.